All right, listen up, snow hounds and mountain enthusiasts. It's that glorious time of year again. The air is getting crisp, the leaves are falling, and our minds are already drifting to those pristine, snow-covered peaks. We're talking about the sheer unadulterated joy of carving down a mountain, the wind in your face, the perfect turn beneath your feet. There's nothing quite like it, is there? That feeling of freedom, speed, and pure exhilaration. But before we strap in and hit the slopes, let's get real for a second. That incredible experience doesn't just happen by magic. It takes a little foresight, a dash of planning, and a whole lot of smart preparation. Because a safe and truly enjoyable ski season isn't just about showing up. It's about showing up ready. Ready physically, ready with your gear, and ready to understand what the mountain is telling you. We're going to dive deep into these core areas today. Think of this as your pre-season pep talk from someone who's probably spent more time on skis than on solid ground. Let's make this your best season yet. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Skiing is just gravity doing its thing, right? Oh, my sweet summer child, if only it were that simple. Skiing is a full-body workout disguised as pure fun. It demands strength, endurance, and agility you might not even realize you have. Ignoring this part of the prep is like trying to run a marathon without ever lacing up your sneakers. You're just asking for trouble, or at least some serious muscle soreness. We need to focus on strengthening those key muscle groups that will be screaming at you by the end of day one if you don't. Your legs, your core, your glutes, they're all going to be working overtime. Let's get them ready for the challenge. First up, let's talk about that all-important core strength and stability. Your core is the powerhouse that connects your upper and lower body. A strong core means better balance, more control, and fewer tumbles. So what are we doing? Planks, my friends, planks. Hold that position like you're trying to balance a tray of hot cocoa on your back. Start with 30 seconds and work your way up. Then let's get those obliques involved with some Russian twists. Sit on the floor, lean back slightly, lift your feet, and twist that torso. Feel the burn, embrace the wobble, and know you're building a stronger foundation. Next, we need to build some serious leg power and endurance. Your legs are your engine on the mountain, and they need to be ready to push, absorb, and turn for hours on end. No noodle legs allowed. Squats are your best friend here. Bodyweight squats, goblet squats, jump squats, mix it up. Get low, keep your chest up, and pretend you're sitting in an invisible chair. Your quads and glutes will thank you. Lunges are another absolute must. Forward lunges, reverse lunges, walking lunges. They target each leg individually, building balance and strength. Just remember to keep that front knee over your ankle. And don't forget those calves. Calf raises might seem small, but strong calves are crucial for edge control and absorbing bumps. Stand on your tiptoes, hold, and slowly lower. Repeat until you feel the burn. Beyond strength, we need to talk about cardiovascular endurance. You're going to be breathing hard, especially at altitude. You don't want to be gasping for air after your first run. Running is a fantastic way to boost your cardio. Hit the pavement, the trail, or the treadmill. Aim for sustained efforts that get your heart rate up and keep it there. Cycling is another excellent option, especially if you want to be kind to your knees. Whether it's road biking, mountain biking, or spinning, it builds leg endurance and cardiovascular fitness simultaneously. And for a full-body, low-impact workout, swimming is unbeatable. It builds stamina, strengthens your core, and improves overall fitness without pounding your joints. Plus, it's a great way to cool down. Finally, let's not forget flexibility. Being stiff as a board is a recipe for injury. We want to be pliable, resilient, and able to move through a full range of motion. Yoga is an incredible tool for this. It improves flexibility, balance, and core strength all at once. Find a beginner's class or follow an online routine. Your body will feel amazing. Simple stretching routines are also vital. Focus on your hamstrings, quads, hip flexors, and shoulders. Hold each stretch for at least 30 seconds. A little bit every day goes a long way in preventing those dreaded pulls and strains. All right, let's shift gears, literally. Your equipment isn't just fancy accessories. It's your lifeline on the mountain. It's what connects you to the snow, keeps you safe, and allows you to perform your best. Neglecting your gear is like trying to drive a race car with flat tires. It just won't work, and it's downright dangerous. So, let's give our trusty companions the attention they deserve. First up, grab your skis or snowboard and give them a thorough inspection. We're looking for any signs of damage that might have occurred last season or during storage. Check the bases for deep scratches, gouges, or core shots. These can affect glide and even compromise the integrity of your equipment. Don't ignore them. They need attention. Then, run your fingers along the edges. Are there any burrs, rust spots, or dings? Sharp, smooth edges are crucial for grip and control, especially on icy patches. This brings us to professional tuning. Unless you're a seasoned pro with your own workshop, take your gear to a reputable shop. They have the tools and expertise to make your equipment sing. They'll handle any necessary base repair, filling in those nasty gouges. A smooth base means faster, more consistent glide. It's like giving your skis a fresh coat of paint. Edge sharpening is paramount. Dull edges are dangerous edges. A good tune will get them razor sharp, allowing you to carve with confidence and hold an edge on even the firmest snow. And of course, waxing. A fresh coat of wax protects your base and ensures optimal glide. Different waxes are available for different temperatures, so ask your tuner for the right one. Next, let's talk about your boots. Your boots are the most critical piece of equipment for control and comfort. They need to fit perfectly, like a second skin, but a comfortable one. Ensure they still provide proper support. If they're packed out, too loose, or causing pain, it might be time for new liners or even new boots. Don't suffer in ill-fitting footwear. Bindings are next on the list. These are your safety release mechanisms, so their proper function is non-negotiable. Verify that they are correctly adjusted for your weight, height, and skill level. Never guess your DIN settings. Have a professional check them. They ensure your bindings release when they should and stay on when they shouldn't. It's literally a lifesaver. Now let's talk about your helmet. This is your brain bucket, your most important piece of safety gear. Inspect it thoroughly for any cracks, dents, or signs of impact. If you've had a significant fall or if it shows any damage, replace it immediately. Helmets are designed for one major impact. Don't gamble with your head. A new helmet is cheap insurance. Finally, let's gather those essential accessories. These small items make a huge difference in your comfort and enjoyment on the mountain. Don't leave home without them. Goggles are a must for eye protection from sun, wind, and snow. Make sure they fit well with your helmet and have lenses appropriate for varying light conditions. Good quality gloves or mittens are crucial for keeping your hands warm and dry. Cold hands can ruin a day faster than almost anything else. Look for waterproof and insulated options. And a warm hat or beanie for when you're off the slopes or under your helmet. It helps retain body heat and keeps you cozy during breaks. Lastly, prepare appropriate layers of clothing. Think moisture-wicking base layers, insulating mid-layers, and a waterproof, breathable outer shell. Avoid cotton. It gets wet and stays wet. Layering allows you to adapt to changing temperatures throughout the day. All right, gears dialed, bodies primed. Now let's talk about the mountain itself. The mountain is a living, breathing entity, and it demands respect. Understanding its moods and conditions is paramount for a safe and enjoyable day. Never, ever just show up and hope for the best. Researching mountain conditions before you even leave your house is a non-negotiable part of your routine. It's like checking the weather before a road trip. Always check the snow report. This isn't just about how much fresh powder fell overnight, though that's certainly exciting. Look at the snow depth, both at the base and at the summit. Pay close attention to recent snowfall amounts. Fresh snow is fantastic, but it can also mean hidden obstacles or increased avalanche risk. Knowledge is power, my friends. And speaking of avalanches, always check the avalanche risk assessment if you're venturing into backcountry or even certain inbounds areas. Ski Patrol provides this information for a reason. Next, monitor the weather forecast like a hawk. Temperature is obvious, you need to dress for it, but also consider how it might change throughout the day. Wind speed is a huge factor. High winds can mean lift closures, extreme cold, and challenging conditions on exposed runs. A calm day feels very different from a blustery one. Visibility is another critical element. Fog, whiteouts, or heavy snowfall can drastically reduce visibility, making navigation difficult and increasing the risk of collisions. Be prepared to adjust your plans. Familiarize yourself with the trail map. Even if you've skied a mountain 100 times, conditions can change. Know your escape routes, your meeting points, and the difficulty ratings of the runs. Select runs appropriate for your skill level. There's no shame in sticking to greens and blues if conditions are challenging, or if you're just getting back into the swing of things. Ego has no place on the mountain. Always heed warnings from Ski Patrol. They are the experts on the mountain, and their instructions are for your safety. Closed signs, slow zones, and avalanche warnings are not suggestions. They are commands. And finally, be prepared for changing conditions. The weather in the mountains can turn on a dime. A sunny morning can quickly become a blizzard. Have extra layers, be ready to seek shelter, and know when to call it a day. So, we've covered the big three: body, gear, and mountain knowledge. But let's talk about a few extra tips that can elevate your experience from good to absolutely epic. These are the little things that seasoned pros swear by. First, consider a refresher lesson. Even if you've been skiing for years, a quick lesson can work wonders for your technique and confidence. Instructors can spot bad habits and give you drills to improve. It's amazing what a fresh perspective can do. You might unlock a new level of carving or finally conquer those moguls. Plus, it's a great way to warm up those ski muscles under expert guidance. Next, pack a small backpack with essentials. This isn't for your entire wardrobe, just the critical items that will keep you comfortable and safe throughout the day. Water is paramount. Skiing is dehydrating, especially at altitude. Stay hydrated to maintain energy and prevent headaches. A small water bottle or hydration pack is a must. Snacks are your energy boosters. Granola bars, nuts, or fruit can prevent that mid-afternoon bonk. Keep your fuel tank full to avoid fatigue and maintain focus. Sunscreen, even on cloudy days, is crucial. The sun's rays are intensified at altitude and reflect off the snow. Protect your skin from those sneaky sunburns. And always carry a small first aid kit. Blister pads, pain relievers, and antiseptic wipes can be lifesavers for minor scrapes or aches. Better safe than sorry. Pacing yourself is key. Skiing is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to do too much too soon, especially on your first few days. Take regular breaks to rest your muscles and recharge. Listen to your body. If you're feeling tired, sore, or just not quite right, take a break or call it a day. Pushing through fatigue is when mistakes happen and injuries occur. There's always tomorrow. Remember, skiing is supposed to be fun. We do all this preparation not to make it a chore, but to maximize the enjoyment and minimize the risks. It's about creating incredible memories, not nursing injuries. So get excited, get prepared, and get ready to embrace the magic of the mountains. With a little planning and a lot of enthusiasm, this is going to be your best ski season yet. See you on the slopes.